Oh, turn that music up. There it is. Oh,
Turn it up.
Turn it up. Step up time. Step up time. Best golfer on the team. Best country music singer on the team. Bruce Brown.
Do we know that for sure? Has anyone else tried their hand at it?
Probably not.
Nobody would dare.
It'd be hilarious if there was a better golfer. The Yoke's better.
Probably
is.
And he's never played.
Yeah,
Just give him a couple rounds and he's better.
Anything arm-based, Jokic is the best.
Arm base.
Yeah.
How do you make it all uncomfortable?
Yeah, you really do. Guys, what's up? Welcome to the Bruce Brown preview, part of our preview series. There it is. A little excitement. Thank you, Vogt. Thank
Bruce
you.
Brown.
Bruce Brown, new member of the team, unique player, very interesting player.
Ooh.
I'm excited. I'm a Bruce Brownsman.
You're a Brown guy. Yeah.
I'm a Brown
I'm
guy
a
for
resident
sure.
of Browntown. The other one.
This is a different one. You can't. That's reserved for Christian Brown. Why don't we pull up last year's stats to get started here, Kale? Why don't we look at what we got here? 9 points, 4.8 rebounds. Look at those guns on him. 2.1 assists, 1.1 steals. He does a little bit of everything, guys. 50% from the field, 40% from three. 40% from three. Eric, what stands out to you?
Yeah, I mean that 3-point percentage. I mean I feel like that's where we always go with this, but that is a wildly high.
It's way higher than he ever shot in his career before, though.
Is that right? I mean, what does he normally shoot at? What
Like
is his
mid to low 30s.
Really
Yeah.
interesting. We're looking at this guy to be sort of a defensive player, and it feels like anything he can add on the offensive end is just an added bonus. So the fact that he has that in them, or in him, that's amazing.
No.
Yeah.
What stands out to you there? Win?
4.8 rebounds,
Yeah.
almost 5 rebounds a game for a 6'4" guy who's going to be playing guard for the Nuggets.
Yeah.
But the reason is he was like a big man for the Nets last year. And that's what's so interesting about Bruce Brown's fit with Denver. He's shifting back to a role on the wing, something he's actually really excited about because now he gets to actually like dribble and make decisions and try to play make instead of just like setting screens and rolling. But he's playing a different role for the Nuggets. So his rebounds, I think, will definitely be down this year.
Kale, pull those stats back up. Vogt, look at this and tell me which number is most likely to go up for Bruce Brown this year.
I think it's assists. I think he's going to get a chance to, I love this word, little tertiary playmaking action.
Oh, not primary, secondary, tertiary.
tertiary.
I like you turned that into it sounded like you said all tertiary.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is like a different word instead of just tertiary.
No, yeah, tertiary. He's going to have a chance to be a connector, finish some plays, but also keep some plays going, make that next pass, that final pass, guy who moves well, sees the game well.
Yeah.
So unorthodox, but does unorthodox in Denver equal increased playmaking? I hope so.
I'm going to go with 1.1 steals.
Oh,
I think
great.
he needs more
That's
steals.
stealsman.
I think he's going to be more
1.2 steals.
1.15.
Yeah.
Let's get to our big question here, guys. It's really the central question. Does Bruce Brown, why was he brought in? Does Bruce Brown make the Nuggets elite on defense? Does it make him elite on defense? Wind, what do you think?
No.
That was Bruce Brown. Thanks, everybody.
See you guys tomorrow. No, I don't think just Bruce Brown coming in here is going to make the Nuggets elite defensively. I think this, on paper, is the best defensive team of the Jokic era. They have the most above-average defenders that they've ever had. Bruce Brown's a very good defender. Is he one of the best, 5 defenders at his position? No, I don't think so. He's very good, though.
Yeah.
Man, Eric, he's low. Bring me back up high.
Well, the tough thing is that defense comes from all of the players working together. I think he adds to the Nuggets' defensive prowess, but I mean, for the Nuggets to become an elite defensive unit, that means everybody has to sort of be working together.
That's how you interpreted the question.
I think what you are imagining is that Bruce Brown slots into the starting lineup at times to close games, right? And then so he does help to make at least the starting unit or at least the closing unit a little bit more elite. I have a hard time imagining the Nuggets ever being elite at defense. I just have never seen it in my entire life. Even with the Kevin Montgomery, they were clearly that way. I just can't imagine it.
Yeah, I don't think elite. I think it's enough to make them much, much better, maybe the best version of this Jokic era. And I don't know if they have to be. Malone would love them to be one of the 5 best defenses in the league.
It's going to be funny if we start hearing Malone be like, we need to be a top 8 team. Like, oh, man, he's already lowering
Top
expectations.
11, 12?
If the offense is as good as it, is fixing to be, then top 10 is probably good enough, right? Or maybe it's so Or really, it's about the versatility and how you close. And I think that's the value in having KCP and particularly Bruce Brown to this question is if you're not sure about Porter in a particular matchup or on a particular given night, you have this Gary Payton-esque option to go to.
Yeah.
One of the things I love about Eric is he's a great listener.
Oh.
He's a great listener. He picks up on not just text, but also subtext.
Okay.
And he heard where I was going with this. My answer to this question is yes. I do think that he makes them elite, not because he's going to make them a top 5 defense or any of that, but because I believe wholeheartedly that it's not necessarily how are you in aggregate. It's can you solve any problems? Can you solve any problems that they throw at you? Bruce Brown, to me, represents that. He is part of a lineup that, in my opinion, can solve everything. You got Jamal Jokic, of course. You got Bruce Brown, KCP, Aaron Gordon, Jeff Green. You start to have guys. I mean, of course, Michael Porter solves every problem on offense. Maybe he gets there defensively. Maybe it all averages out. That's the brightest timeline.
Sure.
But I think Bruce Brown represents a guy that can play the 2, the 3, or the 4. So he slots in at any of those spots that you feel like you need him in, and then he makes you better there. So to me, the answer is yes. He makes them elite in terms of versatility and in terms of like, hey, we just need our best 5 out there. He represents that to me. So
Okay.
the answer is yes, even if I agree with you guys that he's not going to have that, like, he's going to elevate them to the top defense in the NBA. But we can get bold, and maybe we have that prediction in our bold predictions here. Why don't I start with Eric this time?
Well, you would after I click off of my sheet here. Okay, Bruce Brown. I think that we'll look back at him as the best move of the offseason.
Wow.
The acquisition of Bruce Brown
That's
would be the
bold.
greatest move of the offseason.
Of any team.
I'll see why not.
So
Well, not of any team of Denver. I mean, like, but you're talking about an
The
offseason.
rookies.
There was actually quite a bit of movement. We were looking at our predictions of last year. I mean, if you
It's crazy.
the fact that there's quite a few players that were on the team.
Did
last
any
year that
one
are
of us
not-
have the bold prediction last year of the Nuggets trading for KCP?
Might have been.
Because it's rare that a trade that we talk about all season actually happens, but it did.
Yeah, but I mean, all of the new players, I just feel like this will be the one that we look at. Like, oh, this was Calvin Booth's first really great move.
Yep.
Okay, I like it. Vote. What'd you go with?
So Bruce Brown's average, we looked at it earlier, career average 2.1 assists per game. That would also, if he clears that would be good for the second highest mark of his season. He had one season where I think he was still playing point guard and he averaged 4 assists per game. So I think he's going to clear that career average. It'll go up. He'll be north of 2.1. We'll think of him, and I know that Calvin Booth thinks of him as not just a guy who maybe can play point guard, a guy who has played point guard and has some of that in his blood.
I like it.
I like it.
Wind?
My bold prediction, I think he is going to close more games than Michael Porter Jr. this season.
Bold and kind of a downer.
Well,
Yeah.
you did say that the bold predictions don't always land on the happy
They
side
don't
of
always
the-
have
of
to
the
be
ledger.
good. They can't always be rosy. I really trust Bruce Brown's defense. I don't trust Michael Porter Jr.'s defense. I hope Michael Porter Jr. proves me wrong. I hope he levels up defensively this season. But, from where he's been in the past, I don't know if that's a guy Michael Malone this year is going to trust at the end of games. I think he'll definitely trust Bruce Brown.
I'm going to disagree with you just because I think I mean I agree with all of your logic. I just disagree. I don't think Michael Malone is going to pull the plug on MPJ. I just think he wants that to happen. He knows you need lots of minutes and he'll stick with it. And by the way, I think it's going to be good enough. It'd be one thing if you were hemorrhaging points or hemorrhaging leads. I don't think that's going to happen. Michael Porter's really good, even if Bruce Brown is a better defensive player. Mine is, though, along similar lines, though, Win, in that I think he's going to be part of Denver's best 5-man lineups.
Ooh.
Okay, so that, and I think people automatically assume,
Lay it out for us, yeah.
oh, that means he's in for Michael Porter. Maybe. I think that Bruce Brown and Jeff Green both are guys that I think provide interesting combinations. So maybe it's Bruce Brown is in at the 3, Michael Porter's at the 4, Aaron Gordon's off the court. Maybe he's in KCP's spot. Maybe he's in MPJ's spot. Maybe he's in Jamal Murray's spot in certain configurations or playing around this or that. I just think you're going to find a lot of Denver's small minute total but best lineups feature him as a common thread throughout all of it. Again, I'm just buying his defensive versatility, and you can plug him in. All right, this is a fun question, guys.
Oh,
we're gonna
boy.
go.
Finally.
Where does he rank? Finally, a fun one. Where does he rank? A little game we like to play. Where does he rank amongst the best Jokic duos? So you got Jokic and on the team. Jokic and let's start with. I'll just have Vogt reveal his first.
Well, we have 5 options here. So
I
think he's
only
below?
have 5. I only have 4.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if he's in this, it's 5, but I don't actually.
You think
know if
he's
I have
5th? All right, give us your list here. You do have 5th. I saw 5th on there. You can hold it up.
Yeah,
There's
that's
visual
right.
cues.
That's
we
even
made
what we're doing here.
Yeah,
I'm
one
gonna go
one
with
person
5th.
on this panel believes in show prep.
I'm gonna
I'll
go
let you guys
with
guess
5th.
who it is.
So Jamal Murray
It's not Vogt.
It's obviously Jamal Murray is in there.
The answer is on his phone.
I have my notes. I actually have Mike too. I really do.
Really?
Yeah.
Jokic, Michael Porter is the best duo.
It's the second best. I really
They're
think
just
it is.
good.
They score every time.
Yeah,
They're the best
The regular
individuals.
season, here's the thing: the regular season DHO, you're like, oh, that's 2 points. They can get there.
All right. So this is really bold.
And then Gary and Will. Gary and Pete.
Neither are on the team this year.
Right. I thought it was all time.
Oh.
The question was unclear. As far as
this season.
all time, he
This
can't be on the
season.
list.
Oh, yeah, you go, Eric.
Should we do this segment over
Yeah,
again?
absolutely.
You know what? No, we'll leave it in. We'll leave it in.
We'll do it live.
We just got it wrong. All
We'll
right.
do it live.
All right. Wind, I know you're prepared for this. Where does he rank amongst the Jokic duos on the roster this year?
I also think he's in that territory. I think he's 4th.
Okay, give me the order.
Jokic, Murray.
Yep. I agree.
Glad we got that out of the way. Jokic, Michael Porter Jr.
Wow, you guys are reading this question differently.
Jokic, Aaron
than me.
Gordon. Jokic, Bruce Brown.
Yep.
Wow. That's this is wild to me. This is really wild to me because, like, all right, I'll let you go. I'll let everybody make their case. Go ahead.
I think I actually might bump him down to 5th.
who leaps that hasn't been mentioned?
Probably KCP, as somebody that's just a shooter. I mean, I don't know. Like pairing him with Jokic, do we trust him to be? We're talking about specifically on the offensive.
He's a
end?
great cutter.
Just talking about
He's
a
a great
duo.
off-ball
Like you
player.
talk about, look at those two guys running a little 2-man game here.
Yeah,
Look what we got.
Gosh, I don't know, man. I have a hard time imagining them
It
running
being
much.
better than
Well, first, I don't know that there'll be much 2-man game between like Jokic and say KCP, but I imagine KCP is going to be in the corner awaiting perfect Jokic passes that he can knock down. Bruce Brown, I don't know that he's necessarily going to play that offensive interplay role with Nikola Jokic. I imagine he'll be out there and will help contain on the perimeter, and so won't allow like some of the breakdowns where Jokic has to try and scramble and then recover, which he always looks bad during. So, I mean, I don't know. I have a hard time imagining him like really solidifying himself as a Jokic player, to be honest.
That's this is very interesting. I'm going 4th. Here. Of course,
that's
Murray.
what I said.
Well, I know, but for way different order. Way different order. So I'm going to go Jokic, Murray, number 1, of course. Everybody knows that. I'm going to go number 2, Aaron Gordon. I think people are sleeping on how much him and Jokic have gotten in
He's
sync.
great.
That 4-5 pick and roll has really become a deadly weapon. He just seems to read Jokic well. Jokic seems to be like low maintenance Aaron Gordon. He just is always in the right spot. I don't ever have to think about him. He's just where he belongs.
The give and go
That's
is
number
nice.
2. Number 3 for me is Bones Highland. Jokic, Bones Highland. Do you guys not remember the first day Bones came in to work out with Bones Highland, and he said they had to break us up. We were winning too many games together. Me and Jokic couldn't
Yeah, I mean, that's Bones Highland's version of that story.
Yeah.
But Bones Highland's like Murray is a great pick and roll player, great 2-man partner, and I think that their chemistry. To me, number 4 is going to be Bruce Brown. He's a unique player. He reads the court well. It's probably not there right away. I think by Christmas time, we're looking at those two guys and going, they really get it. He's a Jokic ball player, and you can run these inverted actions with him that he's just so good at, those screens for Jokic. And I think he's going to wind up this season as being the 4th best. That's not to say he'll be more impactful than Michael Porter and Jokic. It's just, those are like two great players that don't necessarily have great chemistry, but by virtue of their talents,
It's funny. They don't have great chemistry, but you put them in an action together, and it's a bucket.
It's a bucket.
It's a bucket every
It's a
single time.
guaranteed bucket.
bucket.
It's like
Even if they just aren't on the same page at all.
It's like two talented solo guitarists that just like going back and forth. It's not necessarily cohesive. It's just like, hey, two really good guitarists.
Sure.
I'm with you on the Bruce Brown Jokic chemistry. I just hope he's on the floor with Jokic enough
Yeah,
to
that's-
build that chemistry. I really do. I hope we see that.
Yeah, that is my feeling. It's just I don't know that he'll necessarily get the reps. Although Adam is arguing that he'll be part of the closing rotation lot. So, But at that point in time, it'll be Murray.
That was
Jokic. Oh, well, whatever. What are you morons? Who knows?
Bruce Brown's one of the most mysterious and interesting players
Oh,
this year.
wow.
I think Nuggets fans are going to really like him. But Eric, you do raise an interesting point. I just hope he plays with Jokic because if he's a
That
straight
was
bench
me
guy,
also.
We are on fire.
I said that also. You don't claim every point.
with his he's such a credit hog. You know what? He's such a credit hog over there. That is Bruce Brown.
Ironically, not a resident of Browntown.
Please stop. Get us out of here, Kale. Get us out.